Hey guys, how's it going? Good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, February 18th. It's 6:20 right now. Markets can open in about 10 minutes. So let me go and set up this firm real quick, and then we can get started with our session for the day. See, big drop this morning. Kind of what we expected with all of that war talk going on. Let's get everything set up right here. It's good. All right, let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium group. There we go. All right, let's get, people are making their way in right now. All right. All right, guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, February 18th. It is 6:22 right now. Market's going to open in about 8 minutes. So we'll get a few minutes for people to make their way into the room, and then we can get started with our session. So let's see. Hey, Peter, morning. Morning, Maddie. Morning, Brenda. Morning, Maria. Morning, Stern. Morning, Kenny. Morning, everybody. So with the session today, let's start off with the retail sentiment. Retail sentiment is currently at 59% long. That indicates that 59% of retail traders are buying right now. If that's the case, we're possibly going to look for some sells because we want to do the opposite of what everyone else is doing. So 59% long retail sentiment. Looking over here at the fundamentals data. Fundamentals data is currently 45 points in the red. It's not a strong bias yet, but we'll see what happens when the market actually opens in the next 7 minutes. So right now, currently, we're definitely looking for a sell at the moment. Looking over here on the charts for the technicals, we're currently in a bearish bias. And the reason for that is because price is below the pivots and the trend meter is red. And you can kind of see, it's pretty obvious that it's in a bearish bias right now as price makes its way down, right? So right here on the 1 minute, it is bearish. Looking over here on the 3 minute, it is also bearish. Same situation. Price is below the pivots and the trend meter is red. Here on the 5 minute, same situation. Price is below the pivots and the trend meter is red. Lastly, here on the 10 minute, same situation. Price is below the pivots and the trend meter is red. So looking at everything here, technicals indicate a sell, fundamentals indicate a sell, retail sentiment indicates a sell. So today we're probably going to be looking at some sells. But we'll see what happens when the market actually opens in the next 6 minutes because things can change within a matter of moments. So we'll see how that goes. Anyways, looking over at the CNBC news right now, let's refresh this real quick. See if there's anything new right now. Looks like stock futures are a little changed after Dow suffers its worst day of the year. Now it's crazy. I didn't realize it was that bad yesterday. It's like markets indicate higher open as people are smiling here. I don't know. We'll see about that. Whenever they report stuff like this on CNBC, market usually does the opposite. So I think price is going to continue to drop. It might have a manipulated push to the upside and then a further push down today because with all the war talk going on, we do anticipate price to continue dropping. right here, pre-market, looks like the Dow's down, S&P's down, NASDAQ's currently up, oil's down, and the 10-year bond is down as well. So let's check this out. It says Ukraine-Russia crisis update. Vice President Harris meets with NATO's chief. Here, let's see. So it says Ukraine-Russia crisis entered a tense new day Friday as reports indicated there were new outbreaks of violence and ceasefire violations. All right, so it looks like we're getting deeper and deeper into war. In the last 10 minutes, Vice President Harris met with NATO Secretary General Stoltenberg. So it looks like they're going to try to ease tensions, but this is I mean, it looks like it's getting pretty intense. Looks like bombings have already started. It says fresh ceasefire violations reported in eastern Ukraine. They've already started bombing people. It's pretty unfortunate that it's happening. But more happens, and we're going to be ready to react when the market reacts to it. So I think price is going to continue to drop. We'll see what happens when the market does open in the next 3 minutes. But let me see who else is here in the room. Hey, Brock, morning. Jason, good morning. Jason said I got cooked. Asia session. Hopefully I get my profits back. Let's go. First loss in months. Yeah, no, definitely. We definitely have to be patient and be a bit careful today, especially because with the war stuff going on, this can possibly cause price to spike either up or either down. So you want to be very careful with it. So let's see who else is here. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Matt. Morning, Lisa. Morning, Ruin. Morning, Jay. Welcome back. Morning, Jay. Morning, Jason. Morning, Swelly. Morning, Patricia. Patricia said, good morning. Crazy movements the past 24 hours. Yeah, I haven't even been on the market the past. After the live session yesterday, guys, I decided out because the market was going kind of crazy. Yeah, morning, Vishnu. Morning, Steven. Morning, Rick. Yeah, right. No, Rick. He'll fix it, right? Morning, Mauricio. Morning, Akshay. Morning, Kyle. Morning, Jonathan. Morning, Dave. Morning, Steven. Morning, everybody. All right, guys, so it's 6:28 right now. Market is going to open in about 2 minutes. So let me just mark up the liquidity areas real quick before you get started here. As you guys can see, there's a lot of liquidity on the top side. So we might get a manipulated push to the upside because of all this liquidity sitting right here. You can see there's no liquidity on the bottom because price has literally been dropping all day. So what I can kind of see happening here is I can see a manipulated push to the upside. Price hits all liquidity and then comes right back down because there's literally no liquidity on the bottom side right now. When this shows up in the market, the market's way too overextended. So yeah, I think we could expect a manipulated push to the upside initially. So maybe a push up and then a crash back down when there's new war news that comes out. So market is going to open in about a minute, guys. Hey, Patrick, morning. Morning, Dave. Morning, everybody. All right, so looks like everybody's here, guys. Let me go and try to. So I'm probably not going to take any breakout. As I indicated, we're probably going to get a manipulated push on open, and then it'll come back in the proper direction soon thereafter. All right. Oh, this is the 5 minute. Oh, well, whatever. I thought I was on the 1 minute, but I'll just leave it as is. I was wondering why it looked different. I didn't even draw the zones. Sorry, guys, my bad. I drew the zones on the wrong time frame, or the liquidity on the wrong time frame. All right, so let's see what happens here. As I mentioned, we might get a manipulated push to the upside, then a drop back down. My bad, guys. I drew the liquidity zones on the wrong time frame. But I mean, it wouldn't matter because here on the 1 minute, there's not really much anyways. Actually, less liquidity here on the 1 minute. And as you guys can see, it's right next to the sessions as well. So obviously want to be a bit careful, but you can see right here, Where I don't even know where I drew those liquidity zones earlier. Oh, I drew it on the 10-minute. Okay, my bad, guys. I was like way off on the time frames. But yeah, as you guys can see here on the 1 minute, there's not really much liquidity to be triggered. So let's go back and see what the fundamentals are looking like real quick. Fundamentals are currently, all right, let's go. So fundamentals are currently 36 points in the red. They're not very red. So it's not a strong bias for a sell just yet. It's a pretty decent bias, but not a very strong one. You can see here the stock index is basically half red, half green. So we'll see what happens with that, but price is right around the session. So we're not even looking to take any trades at this moment. As you guys can see, it's rejecting right off the sessions right there. So let me mark this up on a clean chart as well. It probably makes sense for me to draw these liquidity areas on pretty much all the time frames because they're pretty useful. Because we can use this as a confluence to identify where any other possible entries can be appearing. All right, solid. So here's a 1 minute chart. I gotta check also if there's any news coming up shortly. That's from market open. What I'm going to do right here is I'm going to put a line at market at open price. So market open right there where that blue line is. Check to see where price is rejecting from. It's right at opening price. So price hasn't really chosen a direction yet. It's going to be something to pay attention to. So volatility is super low right now. Price has not even moved since open. It's barely been right there at opening price. Going back over here, this was the opening candle. Yeah, that's way too risky. This would technically be the breakout, but I wouldn't have taken it like I mentioned before because we have a bearish bias here. We're looking to take a sell. Let me see if there was any news this morning. I think there was news, right? So today on Friday, there was news, or there's going to be news at 7. So we have existing home sales and CB leading index. We also have the G20 meeting and some more Fed meetings today as well. So we have news at 7 o'clock and 7:45 and 8 o'clock. So let me just put that on the chart over here. So we got news at 7 o'clock. I'm going to color that red so that you guys can identify that. Red at news at 7 o'clock, 7:45 and 8. So definitely something to look out for today. It's probably going to affect our ability to enter trades because they're so close to each other. So I'll just do this. All right. Got some news coming up. Take a look at this over here. So let's see if the bias has changed at all. I mean, right here on the 1 minute, you can see it's indecisive. Reason for it being indecisive is that price is kind of just dancing between these pivots over here. One of the reasons why it's kind of manipulated because price keeps bouncing off these sessions. So you can see right here, price is rejecting directly off the session right there with that wick. Again, with this current candle, it's rejecting directly off this session. However, price is dropping below, which is what we were looking for because we do have a bearish bias. So we have that sell signal there. This is technically a pivot entry. I'm not going to take it, but I mean, I probably should have taken it, but it's too late now. It already hit TP. It's too late. This was a pivot entry if you're applying the pivot strategy right here. Confirm valid K2 momentum signal, confirm it's below the pivots. This would be a double confluence. It'd be a pivot entry and an intraday entry as well. I would have considered it a little risky because it bounced right off the sessions, but just to show you guys there, it would have hit full TP for the pivot entry and so it was two strategies, pivot entry and the intraday as well. So basically two strategies in one. with this candle right here. You know, possibly could have been taken, but it's just obviously it's too risky. I don't like trading where price is rejecting off a session, because price can be easily manipulated to the other side. So this right here would be a high-low entry. I wouldn't take this because I'd rather have a multiple confluence. It's just one strategy. I would rather have 3 for triple confluence or even a double confluence in some situations. Yeah, there's no breakout today, Steven. It's already 6:36. So unfortunately, no breakout today. Hit liquidity right here. Price might be dropping further, but yeah, this would be a high-low entry. Or technically it wouldn't, sorry guys. Or let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Technically it would, but it wouldn't, because it actually, I can't tell if this candle here touched it, invalidating this low. So, all right, hold up guys. Let's let the market stabilize a bit. You can see right here, it just keeps bouncing back and forth between the area. And you can see it's coming right back to the sessions. And it rejected right off the sessions, and now it's broken above it. So just be patient today, guys. Today is Friday as well. There's a lot of red flags today. There's news. It's Friday. So Friday and Monday are usually the riskier days to trade, plus the war talk going on. So you're going to see a lot of manipulation to the upside and to the downside. You kind of want to wait for it to break away from this consolidation right here. You kind of want it to break down here, have it retest, and then come back lower. But you can see right here, there's no clear direction, right? Price goes down a little bit, comes right back up. It just creates range within the sessions right here. And you can see where price is rejecting from. Price rejected from the New York low right here. And then again, right here, it's rejecting off the Asia low. So as you can see right here, it's rejecting off both the session below and the session above. So if it breaks above, that's fine. This is okay if it breaks above like this, because the fundamentals aren't even that strong. So as you can see right here, the fundamentals are currently 31 points in the red. It can easily shift to 31 points in the green, you know, within the next few minutes or so. Going back to the 10-minute over here, as I marked up earlier, I identified that there's a lot of liquidity sitting above here, right? So you can see there's a ton of liquidity right here, ton of liquidity right here. So price can easily shift to the upside. This is why I'm not too focused on staying for a sell, because we can easily catch liquidity up here. And this is a 10-minute time frame. This is a higher time frame. So, you know, if we have any spikes in price, it can spike up pretty easily. There's barely any liquidity on the bottom. There's a ton of liquidity on the top. Something to keep an eye out for. This is why you guys want to use multiple time frames to identify what different confluences you guys have, because you don't really see much of this on the 1 minute, but you see a ton of it on the 10-minute. You see a ton of it on the 5-minute. And obviously you can see here on the 3-minute as well, if you were to look on the 3-minute, but 5-minute for sure, tons of liquidity on the top side. Same with the 10-minute. 1 minute over here, you can't really see it. So yeah, just be patient, guys. That's all I can really say right now, to be patient and wait for a confirmation. You want to confirm the direction first before you guys start entering some trades. Right now, there's obviously no direction, but once there is, you know, it's going to be a nice push to the upside. Like for example, right here, if price pulls back a bit, this is okay. I kind of want it to pull back a little bit so that when it pushes back up, it'll re-hit this liquidity right here for a confirmation. And when it hits liquidity, it's going to skyrocket to this next area of liquidity right there. So I want it to bounce around this area, come back for a retest. And then when it does retest it, so I wanted to come down, retest the sessions maybe, and then bounce back up. That's kind of what I'm looking for. And you can see that's kind of what's happening right here with this green candle. I think key area would be this area up here. If it reaches this area right here, then you can expect to break out to the upside, because it's going to hit liquidity. You can see the double lines right there. Whenever you guys are looking for liquidity, you want to make sure that you find double lines next to each other. So for example, right here, this is a perfect liquidity zone. This right here, perfect liquidity zone. When price hits these areas, it generally skyrockets like to the moon or to the abyss if you're looking for a sell. So we will see what happens here, but that's basically what I'm looking for at this moment. Looking over here at retail sentiment's currently 60% long. So this is going to be a conflict here because retail sentiment's telling us to sell, while fundamentals are currently just indecisive, not really useful at the moment. While the technicals over here isn't really useful either because price is being so indecisive right now. You can see that the trend meter here keeps changing. It goes from red to blue to green back to blue, and it's probably going to change back to red when price drops below. So no entries for me at the moment. You know, I'm just being patient, waiting for these entries to, or more so for a direction to be set. So I want price to either push above here, come back for a retest, and then push on further. That's for a buy, or vice versa. I want it to come down farther down here, retest, and drop further from there, right? There's no like guaranteed direction just yet. Once we have that confirmation, we can start trading there, but there's just no confirmation right now. Price can very well just keep continuing to range within this area. So what I'll do here is I'll draw a line at market open just to show you that nothing's really been happening here. Market open here at 6:30. It's easier to see here in the clean chart. So here's a clean chart right here. This blue line right here is when market open. As you can see from price over here, nothing's really happened, right? Let's drop this lower. Let's drop this right there. So if you guys look at current price right now, this is market open, this blue line. Price has literally just been bouncing down, up, down, and then back up. It's just going sideways right here. You want to wait for it to confirm either a push to the upside or a push to the downside. And like a real push, not like a small one like this, like break out of this range right here, because price is just ranging. This is the worst type of condition for you guys to enter trades in, because you guys can easily get caught in a whipsaw. This is like kind of considered a whipsaw here, because price came down and then came back up, and it came back down. Now it's going back up. So just be patient with it, guys. Don't hop into anything too early. These red lines right here are news events. So we got a couple news events right here at 7, 7:45, and 8. Let me turn off the annotations. Looks like someone's drawing on the chart. All right, just disable annotations. Let me delete this. There we go. All right, cool. Nice. Talanji said I got all 4 charts on one screen at all times. Nice work, Talanji. I used to have that too before. I probably will do that again eventually. I just I have a little bit of some ADD, so I don't like having too many charts open at once, because then I can't focus on one. That's why I have like a huge screen right here in front of me where I can just focus on my trading, and I'll just go between. Yeah, Tom said ADD for the win. Yeah, I focus on too many things at once. That's why I'd rather just have one big screen in front of me, and I have tabs here so that I can focus on those specific charts. If I have like 4 charts open at once, I'll be looking at every single one, and I'll probably confuse myself. All right, guys, so there's no entries here regardless. I mean, even if there was an entry, I wouldn't be taking it because there's no confirmation as to what direction price is going. Looks like price is now making its way back down. One thing to look out for is if price closes below this low. If price closes below the low, then it might be setting a direction for a sell. Going over here to the fundamentals, price is currently 86, or now it's 100 points in the red. So our bias now is shifting to a sell, a more stronger sell, because price is confirming here on the fundamentals. Retail sentiment is 60% long. We want to do the opposite of everyone else. And the technicals here are also indicating a sell as well. So we'll see what happens here. As you can zoom in a little closer, you can see where price is rejecting from, right? Price is broken below this New York low from yesterday. It's rejected off it 3 times. So it's failed to break above it 3 times, breaking close above it 3 times. And now it is pushing to the bottom side. So we'll see how that goes. This is fine right here. I like how this setup is building up, because now that we have a low right there, it's setting up for liquidity, right? It was what I was just discussing earlier. So you see these 2 lines right here. This is exactly what I want. So what I can see right here, or what I can anticipate, is price might come up for another retest. If we get a V3, V2, V1, whatever, we can write this down, because if it hits this point right here, it's likely going to push down even further to this point right here. Exactly. Maddie said it's building liquidity. You just don't want to be that sucker that's building liquidity for everyone else, right? We're pretty much fishing here, guys. We're letting all other retail traders build liquidity here as price bounces around, because when people enter trades. So for example, here, we're currently looking for a sell. So when people are looking for the opposite, for a buy, because they're buying the dip right here, right? Whenever price drops, they buy the dip. They're placing their stop loss around these areas where liquidity is sitting. So when price does come down, it's going to trigger all their stop losses, and it's going to go for a stop loss hunt down to the next level. So that's pretty much what we're waiting for here. Waiting for the big fish. You know, people here catching the smaller fish. We're looking for the big fish, because that big move is going to come eventually. Yeah, Jonathan said fish for pips. Jeff said, don't we have a V3 on the 3-5 minute? Yeah, I mean, technically there is, but we're not looking to take any trades right now because there's no confirmation. You can see that it's not very decisive as to what direction it's pushing. Price just keeps moving around this area. If price is moving smoothly like this, then yeah, we would be taking the trades, but there's no confirmation of the entry yet. Right here, right? This is a smooth move to the downside. This is not a smooth move because price is going sideways. Yeah, no, but you're right, Jeff. There is an entry there, but yeah, there's just nothing for us to take at the moment because price is going sideways. We want price to be directional if we're going to take an entry, but we've been waiting this whole time for some sort of direction. But yeah, pretty much this whole area right here is just, I mean, you can just see just by looking at it, it's kind of just consolidating within here. Since open, price is ranging right here on the 5 minute, price also ranging here on the 3 minute as well. We're waiting for a direction to be established. There's no direction yet. So here, this is what I'll do here for you, Jeff. So let's so this wouldn't fit the requirements for the strategy because it's too big of a move. We go for a max 750 pips. So for this right here, I mean, technically you could apply it if you wanted to, and I'll just leave it there, but it'd be way too far out for us to take the trade here on the 3 minute. It's, you know, maximum stop loss is going to be 750 pips. Same with, actually there's no entry here on the 5 minute. So there's no entry here because there's a sell signal. You need a pending sell. So nothing here off the 5. And there is something here off the 3. The only difference is that it's too far of a stop loss. It increases the risk like way too high for us to take that there. So I'll keep this open. We'll follow it, but I don't recommend anyone enter just yet until we have some sort of direction set in the market. Yeah, no problem, Jeff. But I mean, thanks for the update on that. I still do appreciate when people identify trades so that we can use those as confluences. So like as Jeff identified a 3 minute V3 here, we can use this. So if we have a 1 minute that comes up, we can hop into it and then we can follow it on here because we could be like, oh, this trade is still running for like, 100 pips or whatever, or 900 pips. And then we can follow it here on the 1 minute as well. So, all input is welcome and useful, but this is exactly why we wouldn't have taken it because it's going to some heavy drawdown right now. Jeff said, yeah, help for once. Nice. Right, Jeff. All right, so let's see. Price is coming back up right here. It might reject off the pivots, but I wouldn't have taken this right here because, obviously that's like heavy drawdown. Like just imagine being in like a 900 pip drawdown right now. I'd be sweating, especially because there's no direction set. So going back to the fundamentals, I don't think it's under 100. Now it's definitely not under 100 points. It's 17 points. So this is why you guys want to wait for price to really confirm, because the fundamentals here, it needs to confirm that price is consistently below 100 points. You can see right here, it was slightly below 100, and then it went back to 17 points. So this indicates that it's not consistent and it's not a strong bias. You want to make sure that it's a strong bias before you start trading that direction, because you want to make sure that you don't get caught in these whipsaws that I was just discussing earlier. We'll leave that alone for now. We'll come back and check on it. We're not in this position. I don't recommend anyone enter this position. It's too risky. Back to the 1 minute over here, you can see that price has still not broken out of this range. So it's doing the same thing we just discussed all morning. Price came down, came up, came down, came up, and it's probably gonna come back down. But in reality, it's just ranging sideways. Once we have a direction where price pushes down, when price pushes up, then we can start taking trades. But right now, there's no clear direction. Price is just in a wide range right now. What I want to happen is I probably want price to come down and get into a tighter range, right? I want price to squeeze, because once it squeezes, it's preparing for a breakout, right? Which will probably happen maybe at 7 when the news happens right here. Exactly. Yeah. Ronan said when they run out of bait, we jump right in. Exactly. And that's how we catch the bigger moves. Vishnu said President Washington's birthday is on Monday, so markets will be closed. Yeah, I believe so. It's President's Day, right? Actually, it looks like the market, yeah, bank holiday right here. So yeah, you're right. It is President's Day on Monday, so markets will be closed on Monday. Yeah, Jonathan said potentially luring in more buyers. Yeah, I can see that, unless the bias is changing. But I kind of agree with Jonathan there, because retail sentiment is increasing on the long side, or it was. It's 60% long. It's not very strong, but it is long. What I would probably keep an eye on is the news here with the Ukraine-Russia crisis. It says right here, Blinken warns impact of Russian invasion will disrupt international order. Yeah. It says Ukraine downplays likelihood of a large-scale invasion. So, I mean, we'll see. This is going to be the catalyst for like basically this our whole time now, guys, because that's the main thing that's pushing price, right? You can see right here, the indexes are just indecisive. They're all like, it looks like the Dow is starting to turn green, S&P is green, NASDAQ's green, also 2K is slightly red, the VIX is up. Yeah, it's only down like 2 points now. It's going to turn green. So if it does turn green, then our bias might shift to a buy. Yeah, Rick said World War III is the new COVID. Yeah, that's a new catalyst, because before, whenever COVID news would come out, price would spike. Now, the whole Ukraine-Russia crisis is turning into the catalyst, because whenever they release something that war is going to happen, price will just drop. Whenever they say, oh, nothing's going to happen, price goes up, right? So if you guys have been following the market this entire week, that's kind of what's been happening. If you guys follow the Ukraine news, when something's announced, it usually has an effect on the market. So, all right, here we go. As price pushes above. If this becomes a case where price becomes stable on the top side, then our bias will change from a sell to a buy. It might not be a long-term change, but the bias can change here. It's just a matter of being patient and waiting for that confirmation, because you can see right here, price is now broken above the previous range, but this can just be a new range. Who knows? What we need here is we need price to push up higher, come back for a retracement, and then push up even higher. If that happens, then yes, of course, the bias has changed. Right now, there's no confirmation of that happening just yet. Price is still kind of just bouncing around this area. All right, there we go. It's exactly what I just anticipated earlier. I said, we're looking for price push up higher, come back for retracement, then push back up. So after this push right here, we want to see a retracement, and then we want to see it confirm on the push to the upside. If that happens, then our bias will change from a sell to a buy. We just got to make sure it's not a fake out. Last thing you guys want to do is get faked out. There we go with the retracement. All right, So let's go over to the fundamentals. Fundamentals are now 32 points in the green. This is exactly what I was mentioning earlier, guys. If it goes like negative to negative 30, negative 20, it's not a strong bias because it can easily turn green in the next couple minutes or so. Looking over here at the stock index, it's pretty much half and half. Half green, half red. Not really too much of a bias there with regard to the fundamentals. Looking over here at retail sentiment hasn't changed at all either. Looks like it's 60% long, which as it was earlier. And you can see right there goes the retracement. We want a bit of a stronger retracement though. It's not strong enough of a retracement for us to really take it seriously. So I need this to drop a little further, possible retracement signal, sell signal, and then push back up. That's what I'm looking for. So let's see what happens here. Thanks, Maddie. Yeah, Maddie said rejected right off an order block. So if that's the case, then it's coming for a retest now. Let's see if there's anything over here. So Angela sent some profits and she was actually trading GJ. So Angela's trading GJ here, locked in a total of 1,654 for the day. Nice work, Angela. Taking sells right there at GJ. So great work there. Still no trades here during the live. And we're being a bit patient and careful. Here we go as price pushes up a little higher. So I wouldn't consider this a retracement yet, guys. A retracement hasn't happened yet. We need an opposite signal in the opposite direction for it to be an actual retracement. So that's something to look out for. Look for a sell signal. If we get a sell signal, that's going to be the retracement candle. And then from there, once we get a buy signal back up, we might be able to get like a triple confluence or a high low right here when price breaks back above this line. And also news is coming up at 7. So, I mean, regardless, we wouldn't be taking any trades until after the news has happened so that we can see if price has reacted to the news. So looking at this right here, we'll have existing home sales, CV leading index. Once we have that, we can confirm any sort of reaction to the news. All right, guys, game of patience right now. Just wait and let news pass, see if market reacts to it, and then I'll also put a line where the news happens so that we can follow that as well. I'll put a line where opening price was. Let's see. So market opened here at 6:30. All right. So this blue line right here is going to be opening price. Once the news happens here at 7, I'll draw a pink line, and that pink line is going to indicate where news is. All right, Stephen. Yeah, we'll see you on Monday. Congrats on your challenge, Stephen. I know Stephen is starting another challenge right now. He's almost done passing that as well. I think you need like about 1,000 left, right? So you should be, man, Stephen is passing challenges left to right. Actually, Stephen, Monday is a holiday. Thanks, Maria, for confirming that. So we're going to be back on Tuesday since market's closed on Monday. Technically, the market's partially open on Monday, but I wouldn't recommend trading. Last year, I actually lost a funded account on FTMO. I actually lost 2 funded accounts because I was trading on a holiday, which was MLK like a January ago. Unfortunately, when the market's closed for more than 2 hours, they consider that a weekend. So if you take a trade during a holiday like that and you don't know when the market's closing, you can like lose your account. So you guys might want to be careful. That's why I don't even trade during holidays. I just let it be. It's not really worth the risk. Plus volatility is going to be very low with banks closed and stuff. All right, guys. So price here, so here's news. All right. So this pink line right here is going to indicate news. So this is where news is happening. We'll see if price reacts to it. Meaning if price, goes high from here or low from here. For some reason, my MT4 like disconnected. That's usually it's a red flag. Whenever my MT4 turns off and turns on like that, there you go again. If you guys have been part of K2 for a while, you guys know whenever that happens, there's usually something up at the market. I don't know what happens, but whenever that happens, usually the market starts to move a little crazy. All right, so here we go as price rejects off this price right here. So price just rejected off the news price right there, and we'll see if it reacts to it. So if price reacts to it and drops below, then we're going to expect it to either continue dropping or come back to retest the price. Vice versa, if price breaks above it, we're going to expect for price to either continue pushing up higher or price come back below and retest the price there again. So let me see this, push this up a little higher. It's going to be the high right there. I'm going to draw a line right here at that point. It's going to be news. And as you guys can see, there's a lot of wicks right here pushing right off the news price, right? Huge wicks right here. Basically 4 rejections right off the news price. Yeah, we'll continue following along. Let me see if there's any high lows here that I've missed. There's one right here. And one thing to keep in mind, guys, is that news doesn't react right away. Like there can be no reaction here, and then it'll happen in the next 10 or 20 minutes. So like midway right here, there you see price is dropping. It's reacting to the news. Let's check the news real quick. So refresh this. All right, yeah, so existing home sales is actually higher. So that was good news. CNB index was actually negative. So positive home sales, negative CB leading index. All right, so let's see how the market reacts to that news. You can see that you're getting kind of some weird candles here. Price kind of dropped and then it came all the way back up. This candle right here pushed down and dropped about 400, 300, 400 pips. And there we go, as price continues to push up higher. So this is the reaction that we were waiting for, right? This pink line's news. We want price to either go above it or go below it, because from there we can anticipate whether price is going to come back to retest news price by means of correction, or if it continues to push in the direction that it's already pushing. So Rick said kangaroo fuckery. I know it's just it's Rick's favorite market. It's a kangaroo market. It's going back and forth. I mean, it's been kangaroo market all morning. Like this over here is pretty much kangaroo until it pushed up. And then now it's back in that same area here. Another low that was built right there. So let me just put a line there. And as you can see right here, guys, it's easier to see on the cleaner chart because there's not as many things on the chart. But you can see where price is now. It's just consolidating around where news happened right here at this pink line. It just created a new range right here. And just FYI, guys, this is normal for Friday. You know, if you guys are new here or new to trading in general, we trade live every day. So if you guys have been trading with me on Fridays, the Fridays that are usually pretty crazy are going to be NFT. I mean, why did I say NFT? NFP, which is non-farm payroll. It's the first Friday every month. So the first Friday of every month is usually pretty volatile. The rest of the month is kind of slow, especially midweek, like this week, which is Fed week. There just isn't much going on unless we have like some sort of update from the war going on in Ukraine. Then that's gonna be the catalyst pushing price. Here, I'll just update this real quick. Let's see if there's any new news here. No new news with the whole Ukraine-Russia crisis, so nothing there. Let's take a look at all the indexes over here. The Dow is up 63 points, S&P is up 8 points, Nasdaq's down 9 points, Russell 2K is down 2 points, VIX is down less than a point. So not really much going on here. So stocks gain slightly as Russia-Ukraine stays in focus. There's probably too many people worried about the whole Russia thing. So nobody's trading right now because volatility is actually really low. If you measure price from basically from open, All right, so from right here, this is where price opened. It's only pushed up about 1,200 pips. It's pushed down 700 pips. So this range right here is not very big. Normally you see like 2,000 pip move like in either direction, right? There's no direction. I mean, there's a direction set now, but it's not a big move. All right, guys, so let's see. So as you can see right here, this is why we wouldn't have taken the V3, but Charles did confirm that the 3-minute daily would have hit, even though it's not one that we take. We don't take the daily on Friday. If you were to take it, which you can, you guys have the option to take whatever trades you guys want to take. I personally don't recommend it, but yeah, Charles is right. This daily over here on the 3-minute would have hit TP. Not one that I would recommend taking, but yes, if you were taking some risky trades, if you're trying to trade like Risky Rick over here, then this would be your full TP off the 3-minute. The 10-minute over here. So guys, I could probably see this thing maybe, no, well, actually, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe hitting, because as I mentioned this morning, so if you guys were here before the session started and you guys listened to my analysis, you guys can see that there's a ton of liquidity here on the top side, right? We drew this earlier this morning. You can see there's no liquidity on the bottom. So, or there's one area of liquidity right here, but there's a ton of liquidity here on top. So this was kind of what we're looking at to see where price was likely to go. It doesn't necessarily mean price is going to for sure go to the top because liquidity is so high up. Like this liquidity might not even get hit today. This might be hit like on Monday. So what might happen is price might just go up a little bit, consolidate, and then maybe on Tuesday when the market reopens, it'll push up, hit liquidity, push up higher, hit this liquidity, and then just go in a frenzy, right? Push up to the next level, and then maybe bounce back from here. So this might take a couple days, maybe even a whole week for it to happen, but I think eventually this liquidity is going to get hit. It's just sitting there, right? And not really much is going on with it. So something to hold on to. Yeah, there was a V3 right there on the 1 minute, but I wouldn't have taken it because it's going against the bias. So V1 right there. The bias right now currently is a buy, but as you can see, there's obviously no clear direction. Price is kind of just going back and forth. This is the worst market to trade in. It's a worst market because you're going to get suckered into a lot of trades here. And I'm not going to be a sucker today. I had a great week so far. I'm not looking to take any losses. So I'm going to be very conservative with the trades I decide to take. I know a lot of you guys here had a great week so far. So last thing you want to do is throw away all your profits on a Friday that you made on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? Because I've seen a lot of people do that. It's crazy. You'll see a lot of people make huge profits Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday, for some reason, they want to be the riskiest person in the world, and they lose all the profits on like one trade. So yeah, Charles said FOMO Friday. Exactly. Yeah, Patrick said awesome week. Definitely not risking. Not at today. Yeah, no, same here. If I see something good, guys, I'll take it. Don't get me wrong. I'm still looking to make some more profit, but if it's not like a perfect trade, I'm not going to hop into it. You can see right here, price is just ranging. This is what we don't want to trade in a range. We want price to break outside of this range. But as you can see, there's liquidity sitting right here. And there's liquidity sitting right here. So I wouldn't be surprised if price comes all the way back down to here, or even to opening price right here, this blue line. Like if that happens, there'd be no surprise to me because liquidity is sitting right over here. But yeah, let's see what happens with this. There we go. As price pushes around here. This would not be a V3 because there's a signal on it. There was no pending signal prior. So no pending V3 there. Yeah, Maddie said he might get a triple confluence. If we do get that, I'll probably take that if it pushes above this line. So what Maddie's looking for here is a triple confluence. That I would take if it closes above here. We don't want to get our hopes up too high just yet. But yeah, that I would probably hop into if it does. It's got to close above here though. So we need a buy signal to close above this line right here. If it closes above this line, we'll take it as a triple confluence. Doesn't look like we're getting it though. So let's go back to the fundamentals real quick, refresh this. It's currently up 50 points, not very strong, just like I mentioned earlier. Looking over here at retail sentiment, it's 59% long, so this isn't very strong either. We're not really getting a strong bias or confluence from the retail sentiment and fundamentals because they're not very strong. They got to be above 100 points. And there you go, big spike to the downside. That's why you guys want to be careful in these markets here. It just hit liquidity right there. And it broke right below, and then now we'll see what happens next. If it drops further, I wouldn't be surprised because that's exactly what we were looking at. And there we go, price is dropping. Price is dropping, but it's against our bias, so I'm not really looking to take it, unfortunately. But let's see how far it drops. There we go, when it hit liquidity. This is why these liquidity zones are very important, guys. That's why I always draw them up, because they give you a bigger picture. However, we don't have an entry running at this moment. There you go, it's dropping. So where we could probably see this drop is maybe opening price or session. So there's a lot of different areas where price will bounce off from. Either the Asia low, either the opening price, or the New York low right here. But I wouldn't take any speculation like that. It's just too speculative, not one that I'm looking to hop into. This is actually going to be a V3 as well. But again, I'm not looking to take it. It's there's just too many red flags here. It hit liquidity, so I wouldn't want to take any trades in that direction. Also, the stop loss is going to be too tight. So right here, if you were to take this, it's only like 150 pips. It's not enough space for me to take this trade here. So I'm not going to enter this trade right here. It's too, there we go, the push back up. It's still too close. It's way too close. So if you were to take this trade here, your stop loss would be 150 pips. It's just way too close for me to want to take anything like that because it can easily just spike down and hit your stop loss, but it's probably going to hit TP. And there you go, full TP. So as you can see, the strategy works perfectly fine. It just depends on how risky you want to be. This wouldn't fit the parameters here because it's just too tight of a stop loss. If your spread's wide, you're going to get screwed. There you go, full TP off the V3. Trading with the bias, which is what we were looking for. And this is why it's important that you guys trade with the bias, right? That's why I said I wouldn't take a sell here because we had a bullish bias. And here you go. If you had a V3 and you took it, full TP. Yeah, exactly. Charles said got to be extra careful on FOMO Friday. All right, so let's see where it goes from here. I was hoping it'd be a bigger target. If this was a bigger target, then yeah, I would have taken it, but I'm not taking that risk today. Not throwing away any profits. Nice. A lot of you guys actually took the trades there. So nice work, guys, for you guys who were catching those trades. So let's see. We got Kenny over here locking a total of 1,831 for the day. Great work, Kenny. We got Dejan over here. He took that V3 there for a buy, locked in a total of 690 off that one trade. So great work right there. Dejan said this is how the market's moving right now. So let's see. Jonathan over here took the V3 as well. He made about 1,147. So as you guys can see, I'm giving out my analysis out here, even though I'm not taking the trades. You know, the analysis does play out. So if you guys took that trade there, great work. I didn't take it. It's okay. I'd rather have no losses than taking a risky one that I'd be stressed out about. Maddie over here took it on one trade, on one account, locked in 1,065. So great work right there, Maddie. David over here as well. Nice. Yeah, David said kind of risky, but not bad for a crazy Friday market. So great work right there, David. Caught a couple of trades right there, locked in about 100, 200, a little over 200 right there. So great work right there, David. Joshua as well. No trades for Joshua. He's just, his account's looking like mine today. And Kenny again over here, 1,831. So great work, guys, for everyone who's taking these trades here. Kenny took another one, actually. He took another buy there, locked in a total of 2,267. So great work right there, Kenny. Nice work, everybody. So you guys are doing pretty solid so far. Price did hit liquidity again right here. See, this is a liquidity that I'd be looking for because it's in the direction of the bias. Hit liquidity, pushed up, and then it came back down. So, all right, there we go with that. Here we go as price comes back down. Nice. Rick also made, so Rick said made 546 on that move up. So greatly. Yeah. Rick actually caught the V3 and liquidity pushed the upside. Yeah. Rick said this market is just too stupid. It's just stupid today. Yeah, no, I agree. It's not really worth the risk, guys. Honestly, like you guys can, like, you can lock in a couple trades. I know like some of you guys are just, you have that itch to enter a trade. But if you want to be a long-term trader, you have to understand when to sit out the market. That's why for me, it's like I could have made a lot of profit taking these risky trades that I identified because pretty much all of my analysis here played out, right? From the morning, I was looking for buys anyways because we marked this stuff up. And I was like, okay, price is probably gonna hit liquidity and push up higher. But you know, I was staying disciplined and not taking trades here. Like, yeah, I could have taken this V3 here and made like $1,000, but I also could have lost $1,000. So one thing that I do want to remind you guys is you don't want to go into this weekend in a bad mindset, right? Especially because market is closed on Monday. You don't want to lose a trade and then be mad at yourself all weekend thinking, because I'm sure you guys have had that before where you guys think about the trade like pretty much all weekend. You're like, damn, I should have never taken that trade. That was such a stupid trade. And I know that because I've been doing that too whenever I take a dumb trade on Friday. So especially because markets closed on Monday, you don't want to have that mindset because you're just gonna be mad until Tuesday. Yeah, but unless you have a situation like Jonathan said. So Jonathan said, I had to make 1,000 today to get the 14-day extension or else I would have sat on my hands. Yeah, same here. Dejan said punching air till Tuesday, right? Yeah, it's like the what was that movie? What was the movie from? Boys in the Hood or Baby Boy? I forgot which movie it's from. But there's always a GIF that we always post for that one. Let's see. So Steven over here posted his profits as well, locked in a total of 1,445. So guys, don't get FOMO. I know you guys see a lot of people here locking in profits. Like Steven took the buy that we just marked up earlier, the B3. He made some nice profit off it. You know, it's fine. You guys can celebrate for other people. Like for me here, I'm not taking any trades, but I'm still happy that you guys are still locking in profits. So there's news here. Let's see. Leader of the Donetsk separatists in Ukraine has announced that civilian residents of this building are being evacuated and moving towards Russia. All right, so some Russian news right there. We'll see how that affects the market. Rain said leader of the what? I don't know. Of the Donetsk separatist. Yeah, there's just like a small party there. Probably an extremist group. Dome Marine. Marines, it sounds like a PC game. I know, right? Right, anime character. All right, guys, so nothing over here. let's see. I'm going to keep drawing these liquidity areas though, because I'm still wanting to take a trade. If I see something good, guys, I'll take a trade. I just haven't seen anything good yet. My bias is still for a bullish confirmation here. You can see where price is rejecting from. So this is why it's important that you guys draw these lines here. So see this pink line that I drew earlier from news? Look where price is rejecting off of, right off that pink line with the wick rejection. So there's always going to be some key prices to look out for, because price can come back to that point or it can bounce off, which it's bouncing off right there. Nice. David said last two, enough for adrenaline rush for today. See you back Tuesday. Nice work, David. So David over here locked in even more. So David, I don't know if you saw that there, but David actually caught a V3. So I don't know if you just entered a sell for no reason, David, but this was actually a V3 entry right here. So you could have taken this for a small little push. I've seen a lot of people, they'll take a V3 and they'll just take it for like 100 pips. So if you did that right there, I mean, you would have made a quick TP off that, because I see that you took some sells. Yeah, nice. So David actually took the V3. So great work right there, David. He identified the V3 here. So like I was saying, guys, they're very risky, but you can take V3s in either direction. For me, I take it with a bias, but David over here just takes the V3s whenever he sees them, and he locked in some pretty solid profits. So nice work right there, David. It's crazy. David just joined K2 and he's able to identify these V3s, right? Like easy. So nice work there, David. Keep it up, and we'll see you back here on Tuesday. I would probably just call it a day, David. If you're happy with your profits for the day, I think you should be solid, because last thing you want to do is take something too risky and then overhold a position, because that's what I see people do sometimes too. They'll hold a position for way too long and have no stop loss, and then they just watch all the profits disappear from the whole week. So that is a nice move right there. So let's see if there's anything else here. Let me scroll up. So we have a possible V3 here building up for a buy, but as you can see, it's not one that I would necessarily want to take, because it's pushing below the pivots. John said everything Sean is saying I've done before. Yeah, no, it's a common issue. I've done it before to myself. That's why every time I see something in the market and I know it's risky, I warn you guys, because I've been trading for like 11 years now. So I've pretty much run into all of the same issues that you guys have run into, like all of your over trading, revenge trading, trading with no stop loss. I've made all those mistakes, guys, and I made them a lot of times. So I want to make sure that you guys don't make the same mistakes, because those kind of mistakes will ruin your whole day. It'll ruin your day, ruin your weekend. And I don't want you guys to have a bad weekend, especially during a long weekend like this. Anton said, what the fuck, how old are you, Sean? I'm 31. So I've been trading since I was 21. Yeah, it hasn't been that long. Yeah, so I'm 31. I've been trading for about 11 years. Like right out of college, I started trading. And then I was trading in law school too. And then I became a lawyer and I was like, man, this sucks. So I just became a full-time trader. So I've been doing this, or yeah, I've been doing this for a couple of years now. I think I've been trading full-time for about 5 years now. Here, let me see real quick. Sorry, Chris, I did see your question there. I could answer some questions because I'm not really finding any trades here. So I'll just answer this question for Chris real quick. Chris is asking what a V3 is. A V3 is a strategy that I went over during the mentoring session, Chris. So for the V3, it's a V3 variation. We have 3 different variations. We have variation 1, 2, and 3. This is a version 3 of the variation. Basically, the trade that David took, you're looking for a high low, right? So right here, you have a high. For buys, you're looking for a low with the red candle. Right here was a high with the red candle. So David was looking for a sell. The following candle needs to be opposite. So right here, we have a high with the green candle. Opposite candle is red. The next is we have a pending momentum in that direction. So there's no sell signal yet. And this is the trade that he took. This is considered a V3 entry. So if you took it or whoever took it, there goes the V3, and it already hit full TP for 530 pips right there. The small difference that David was using is that he was trading it with a smaller TP because he just want to get in and out really quickly. So there's different ways of doing it. Obviously, it's going to be risky, but this is an example of the V3 entry that David was taking. Chris said my trend meter is blue and red, no green. Check the Chris, so go over here real quick, go to your settings and make sure it all says same as chart, and make sure you're on the 1 minute chart too. So go over here, click on your settings for the trend meter, and then make sure that they all say chart. This will give you the trend on this specific time frame. So once you change that, it should change to looks exactly like mine here. D said, have you ever represented someone? Yeah, I mean, I was an attorney at a big firm for a couple of years, so I represented a lot of people. I represented mostly companies though, because I did corporate law. So I did like big companies like Uber and State Farm, like insurance companies and stuff like that. Let me scroll down a little bit right here. All right, so there's technically a V3 right here, guys. I'm not going to take it because the bias isn't very strong, and I think that stop loss is probably going to be really close too. Yeah, stop loss again right here is too close. We don't like trading when price is like, and it already hit TP, so it's too late to enter. But I wouldn't have taken this here because the stop loss is just too tight. This one over here actually was pretty nice because it was like 500 pips. We usually want like a minimum of 300 to 400 pips during New York session because volatility is high and you don't want to get caught in the spread. Sometimes price will spike in the opposite direction slightly. It'll hit your stop loss and then it'll go right to your profit. So you want to have at least a decent amount of cushion here when you guys are taking these trades. So unfortunately, there was technically a V3 there, but it's again too tight. So I wouldn't have taken it there. As you can see, price might be shifting back down. So price was above here, and then now price is coming right back down, which is normal. It's completely fine. If that happens there, then the bias will just shift back to a sell. And if that becomes the case, then we'll just hop back in for some trades. I personally would rather take some sells anyways, because with all the war talk going on, I do anticipate price to probably drop even further because people are going to get scared, especially because it's Friday. They don't want to hold positions over the weekend. Because if the war breaks out tomorrow, Saturday, and you're in your position and this goes to like super far down, you're going to get screwed, right? So a lot of people are going to sell off of their positions before the weekend ends because they don't want to wake up on Monday or Tuesday and their account's been blown because they've been holding on to a trade and, Ukraine and Russia are like high at war. Let me just refresh this real quick. So this is where logic comes into play, right? Like not just looking at how the market moves, but just thinking ahead. Like if the war was to hypothetically happen tomorrow, what would happen to the market? The market would just come crashing down, right? So if you're in the market, what would you do? You would close out all your positions before the weekend because you don't want to wake up on Monday or Tuesday and then all of your positions are destroyed because the market has crashed. So it's something to keep in mind, using common sense and logic to identify the psychology of things, because that's really what trading is. It has a lot to do with psychology, because you guys could have any amazing strategy out there. If you guys don't have the trade psychology, it's not going to work out for you either way. See, Germany's role in World War II makes us reluctant to send Ukraine weapons, German official says. Yeah, I mean, because it could be a crazy big war if it does break out, but we'll see. All right, so price is now shifting back down. You can see the trend meter here is turning blue, so it's starting to shift back to indecisive and possibly to red into a sell. Looking over at the fundamentals, let me refresh this. Fundamentals are now turning all red again. The Dow is only up 7 points. This can easily turn red in the next couple of seconds or minutes or so. The S&P is down, Nasdaq's down, Russell 2000 slightly above, but this looks like all of this can turn red within a matter of minutes. So we'll see where that goes. And there you go. Price is starting to come back down. So we'll see where this goes from here. But we'll keep following along. There goes the high, there goes the low. And I'll answer some more questions as I drop low. So let's see, Victor's asking, how did you learn to trade? Did you have a mentor? No, Victor. So I never had a mentor. You know, like I'm just a good problem solver. So like what I did is I learned everything from YouTube and basically forums. Like what I would do is I would learn different people's strategies. I never like learned the foundational stuff. That's why you like, if you ask me how to use a Fibonacci, I've never used a Fibonacci in my life. So I don't know how to use a lot of those things that a lot of other people use because I never learned from anybody. I kind of just saw strategies being applied and then I would create my own strategies because I was just solving problems, right? That's like, what do you do when you trade? You're like solving a new puzzle every day. So what I would see is I would see how the market would move and I would try to figure out if I had a strategy, what can I change to make the strategy better? That's why you see here at K2, every time we have a new addition to K2, you know, we just keep getting better every time. If you've been here for the, you know, past 4, 5, 6 years, you guys can see that we like, so initially the only indicator we had was the momentum indicator. This is what it started with. When I had this, I was running into losses because you can see right here how we have a buy signal, it comes up, we have a sell signal, it comes down. But the problem would be where we have this consolidation right here, right? So in order for me to make this strategy better, just trading momentum, I created the trend meter. So it came in like foundational steps. I never had a mentor. I just learned this stuff on my own. And then I figured out ways to make things better. So we came up with, well, I came up with a momentum indicator. Then I came up with the trend meter. And then I was like, okay, I need a better confirmation. So I created the pivots. And then after that, I was like, okay, I need to figure out where price rejects from. So I created the SR indicator. So I can identify where support and resistance is without actually doing the work. You know, I created my own algorithms. From there, I created the sessions because I was like, okay, we need a better confirmation of rejection points. I created the sessions. And then more recently, we created this high-low to identify liquidity. So I've never had a mentor. I've never taken a course. I've never paid for any of that stuff. I just learned everything on my own and got better through trial and error. So, you know, if you practice something long enough, you can get really good at it. It's just like playing a sport, you know, playing basketball, baseball, hockey, anything like that, or playing an instrument. You know, the more that you play it, the more you practice it, the better you get. So yeah, I've never had a mentor. I pretty much learned all this stuff on my own. I mean, it took me a long time. It took me a long time to get this good. If I had a mentor, I probably would have got everything down a lot quicker. But I think it was better this way for me to learn through making mistakes. And as you can see right here on the 1 minute, guys, price is rejecting right off opening price. So as I mentioned earlier, guys, you have to pay attention to these price points, right? This blue line here, I drew this at 630. Price came right down to it, and look where it's rejecting from. Came right down to that blue line. It's bouncing right off it. So it's, you know, I draw these things on the chart for a reason. These lines here are not just like random lines. They're there for a specific reason. So let me scroll down a little bit, see if there's anything else. Mauricio is asking, hey, Sean, how do you set up the trade on TV and get your MT4 so quickly? I use the depth of market tool, Mauricio. If you right click on your MT4, click on depth of market, you'll have a pop-up that comes up. From there, you can set your stop loss, TP, and lot size. And then as soon as you enter the trade, you can automatically set your TP stop loss. All right, so check it out as price is bouncing from this area here. Price bounced off opening price, came back up, retested the sessions right here. It might make its way back up. And this is basically what Rick always refers to as a kangaroo market. Price isn't really having a direction at all. It's kind of just going back and forth. We also have news coming up here at 7:45, guys. So in about 10 minutes, we have news coming up. You guys definitely might want to be a bit careful with the news coming up. I don't see any good entries right now so far, unfortunately. Possibly looking for a sell here. The only problem with the sell here, guys, so I do see a V3 coming up here. There's no pending sell signal. Also, it's right at the session, so I wouldn't take the trade here. As you can see, there's a ton of red flags. You know, one of the key things when trading, guys, is being able to identify these red flags, because you're better off avoiding these riskier trades and waiting for something better. I haven't seen anything good today, unfortunately, but was hoping so. John said Germany's going to switch sides at the last minute. Let's see. Maria says solving problems like a lawyer. Yeah, exactly. You know, and I think being a lawyer helped me out with trading as well, guys, because it makes you think from a logical perspective. It's just all logic, right? You're using your skills to identify logic in the market. And that's how I figured out how a lot of these things work, guys. So like looking over here at retail sentiment, this is like basic logic. Like, so the reason why I started using this is, so majority of people suck at trading, right? You see majority of people fail at trading. So if majority of people are going long, I'm gonna do the opposite of the majority. It's like basic logic there. If everyone sucks at trading, you want to do the opposite of what everyone else is doing. So if everyone's long, I'm going to go short. If everyone's short, I'm going to go long, because you don't want to be like, you know, the 90% of people who fail at trading. One easy way to do that is to just do the opposite of what everybody else is doing. And that's how retail sentiment came to play. Because I see a lot of people, they'll trade with the majority. If everyone's long, people will go long and they'll lose. And then when I started doing the opposite, I started winning with every trade. So that's where the retail sentiment came into play. So something to keep in mind. You know, all the tools that I use here, everything that I go over, all this stuff is useful. It's there's no fluff here. Literally everything I use here is useful. Yeah, John said momentum OGS are nothing but the vibes. Yeah, exactly. Mauricio said legal trained your analytical mind. Definitely did. All right, guys. Yeah, we're all looking for a sell here. There's a sell here for a V3. The one thing that I'm probably not going to take this trade for is because it's right at the sessions. So there's a huge area right here where price can likely bounce off and reverse on you. So I'm not going to take this trade here. I will follow it and show you guys. But one thing that you want to be careful for is an Asia low right here. Opening price. So there goes the entry right there for the V3. So as you can see, if you zoom in a little bit, look where price is rejecting from. Huge wick right there off the Asia low. This is why I don't trade near the sessions, guys, because I've seen this too many times where I see it's reversing. It's exactly where I drew it from. You have basically two lines of defense right here. You have an Asia low where price can bounce from, and you have a blue line here, which is opening price, where price bounced from earlier, right? So just using basic logic and, you know, your analytical process here, just seeing in the past, okay, price has bounced off this area. What are the odds of price bouncing off it again? It's probably gonna bounce off again, which it did right here. Another red flag here is that the stop loss is just way too close. We generally want it to be at least like 300 pips away or higher. I wouldn't want to be stressed out in this position right here. Plus we have news coming up shortly. We have news right there at 7:45. So not that I don't expect this trade to hit, I just find it to be very risky. And I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket today with this one trade. So there you guys, it pushes down below. It broke below the Asia low. It hasn't closed below it though. One thing that you guys want to pay attention to is not if price breaks below it. You want to pay attention if price closes below it. That's going to be the main thing there. I see a lot of people make moves just when price breaks below it. The main thing here is to confirm that it actually closes, because that's going to confirm that price is actually closed below it, not necessarily where it just bounces off it. And there you go, full TP off the V3. So if you guys caught it there, as I mentioned, you know, I wasn't expecting it to lose, but I wouldn't want to take it because it's too risky. That would have been a nice triple confluence, Charles, if it closed below there. It didn't though. I know it was really close, but it didn't. It bounced right off it. And you can see where price wicked off it, right? Wicked off the blue line right there, which is the opening price. No, it wouldn't be another one, Nick, because it already invalidated with this candle right here, unfortunately. If this candle here didn't touch this line, then it wouldn't have invalidated it. And then it would have been a triple confluence. But unfortunately, It wouldn't, because it broke. This would technically be a double confluence because you'll have a pivot entry and then you'll also have a what's called entry as well. I think it's still risky though, because it's bouncing. Oh, it's too late. I wanted to enter it for like a last little push. It's all good. Yeah. So this right here would be a bit risky because it just broke these sessions right here. You know, like as I mentioned, guys, I don't like trading when prices are on these sessions right here. I want to wait for price to break away from these areas. I don't like trading where price is near the sessions because price can usually get manipulated on this area. What I might look for here is if price pushes back below, then I might make a late entry here for this pivot scalp and then catch it for a little push below. Let's see. And we also have news coming up as well, just like what D said. So I'm not in this position here. Maybe make a late entry if it closes back below the entry price. But I'm not going to FOMO into this. Yep. This is kind of what we were expecting. This is why I don't like trading around the sessions. You get a lot of manipulated movements there. And I'm so glad we didn't enter that pivot scalp because I would have been pissed. We also have news coming up right here at 7:45 in about 3 minutes. So I'm just going to sit out of this. I'm not going to take it. I was getting really tempted to enter. As it pushed below because I was going to set like a sell stop right here and then just catch it as it comes below here. So like, for example, when price comes below here, it would automatically fill my order. And then I would write it down. And you can see this is exactly what I was just talking about. So see how this fake out happened right here? This happens a lot when price is moving around these sessions. So this green line, this purple line, this red line, when price is around these areas right here, you don't want to be trading because you get a lot of manipulation here. Price will come up, it'll fake people out. So like right here, you can see some people probably would have chased this sell right here. And then you can see how it went all the way back up, right? Again, right here, you can see how price is rejecting off this. People probably took some sells right here because they thought price was going to come back down, but now it's going to stop people out and then possibly come back up after it stops them out. So this is why you guys want to be super careful about trading around these sessions. I don't even bother taking trades when prices are around these sessions right here. So let me go here on the clean chart. So on the clean chart right here, where are they at? Okay, so as you can see right here, where the London low is, Asia low, and New York low, when price is around this area, I don't take any trades. So if price ever ends up around this area here, I avoid trades at all costs. And I wait for the trades I wait for price to push away from it. So I want price to be up here or down here. So far away from this, so I don't run into any manipulation. It's just too risky to be trading around that area. So if you go back over here, so let me go back to where price currently is. See where price is rejecting off? It's rejecting right off that line right there. So this can either go in your direction or go against you. You're basically gambling when you're trading around the session. So I personally don't want to gamble around those areas. I want to know for sure if I'm going to win. So I don't trade around those areas. Even though it could be a good trade, I personally don't want to risk it because it's just not worth it, right? If you just focus on taking quality trades and you don't take these risky ones that basically lure you in, you'll be a lot happier and a lot less stressed out because you'll get a lot of fake outs like this right here. So I'm super glad I didn't take that trade. That would have burned me for the week. Well, I would have lost like some profit, but I would be kind of upset because I already knew that to avoid that. Damn, Rick took it, fortunately. Yeah, Nick actually took it. He pulled out, made 164. Nice work, Nick. Yeah, Rab said, good call not to take it, Sean. Yeah, you guys just kind of got to be smart about it. One thing to keep in mind, and it's the same situation that happened yesterday, Rick. Remember with the you were trying to chase the sell yesterday and it was right at the sessions and you took the sell and it bounced right off and you got pulled out for a small loss. It's these sessions are not something to play around with because you can see how price respects them, right? So like right here, look at how many times right here it's tested this purple line, which is the Asia low. It's tested a 1, 2, 3, 4, failed to break and close above it. And then here it is rejecting off it again. So definitely not an area you want to play with. You want to wait for it to push away from it, either above or below. Personally, I would wait for it to go below because I think price is definitely going to drop at some point. So this is what I would want to see happen. I would want to see it drop below here. Maybe you trace up a little bit and then catch the sell right here, which is probably going to hit liquidity if that becomes the case. And then if it hits liquidity, it's probably going to drop down to here. So if I was to get an entry right here, say some sort of sell entry, instead of going for my normal, 100 pips, I can hold on to it and maybe catch about 500 pips right here because that's where we're anticipating it to go. But you would have to wait for an actual entry to come up before you actually take that. Yeah, Nick said I'm still only looking to take 100 pips, which is a smart move. I'm probably only going to do that as well, Nick. I don't think today is a day for me to take unnecessary risk because of how the market's been moving. Let's see, Rick said, I'm back into sell now with my stop loss above the Asia. Yeah, I hope it drops, Rick. Hopefully it drops like twofold right here. So you make all your profit back and then you make some on top of that. So let's see where you're at, Rick. It's rejecting right off the opening price. So it looks like it could be good for you. The only thing that you're going to be risked of, like your risk is going to be right here, the New York low from yesterday. But if it breaks below it and closes, then, it can be a nice little move for you there. Yeah, stop loss isn't even that wide. It's only like 100 pips or 190 pips, actually. Here we go, Rick. Let's see if it closes below the New York low here. So it's broken the low. Let's see if it closes. Yeah, Rick said I'll follow liquidity all the way down. You know what I would do, Rick, is I would put your stop or your TP right here so you don't get too greedy. I would put your TP just above the last line liquidity because what might happen is this will happen. Price will spike down to this area. It'll wick off this and then come right back up. And I'm sure you've seen that happen so many times. So you should be deep in profit right now, Rick. Let's make that money back. Okay, so Rick's now back up 800. I would move your stop loss in profit right now, Rick. Move it like probably below this New York low if you want. I mean, it's up to you. But if you're asking me, I personally would move it right there. Yeah, I know, Charles, that would have been nice, huh, if it was a high low. It didn't close below it, though, unfortunately. Nice. Rick's in profit 930. Nice work, Rick. You should be deep in profit at this point now, Rick. This is the drop. It's going to hit. If it hits liquidity right here, it's probably going to drop down. This is your key price point right here. Liquidity. There you go. There you go. Look, there you go, Rick. Rick, you should be really deep in profit now. All right, move your stop loss in profit now, Rick. I'd move it below this line right here. So just keep moving your stop loss lower and lower right here in profit. About 34,227. You can see prices bouncing off the liquidity. What you want to look out for here now, Rick, is if price comes back for the retest. So this usually happens. Okay, cool. So you got pulled out. So this is the next thing to look out for, guys. So this happens a lot. This is a similar pattern that we see. Price is going to pull up. If it comes back down and touches this again, then you could probably expect it to come in and break below here. Similar pattern that we see. It has this drop here, hits liquidity, retraces back up, and then it comes back down. If it touches this area again, it'll probably drop even further. Nice. Valentine took the trade earlier and he just passed his FTMO. Nice work, Valentine. So big congrats to Valentine over here. He just passed his FTMO. So we got another member here in K2 just passed another FTMO. And guys, there should be no problem with anybody not passing their FTMO here, guys. It's like impossible for you guys not to pass it. Every day we have someone passing the FTMO. Congrats, bro. Yeah, so great work right there, Valentine. We had about like 3 or 4 people pass FTMO this week. So I mean, even Steven passed, man. Steven passed, guys. Steven's a great guy, but you guys know Steven. But yeah, Steven definitely he passed. So I mean, Steven passed, Maddie passed, Valentine passed, everyone's passing. So you guys should have no problem. If you guys just trade what we do here on the live and you guys understand the strategies, you guys should have no problem. Like V3 Jason passed too. I mean, everybody passed, guys. We got like 4 or 5 people that passed this week. And the thing is, you guys are passing on your own. You're not paying someone to pass it for you. You're like just following my analysis and you guys are taking the trades and you guys are passing. Arain over here made 1,172 for the day. Great work, Arain. John said, when you take a bad trade on a holiday week, it's a little kid. I don't know if you guys have seen that gif. He's all mad. Here's Maddie over here. Maddie locked in a total of 1,635 for the day. So nice work right there, Maddie. And then his copier over here, he's currently up about well over 10,000 for the week. So great work right there, Maddie. Amazing work amongst everyone today. Hugo over here said there are 2.2 trillion options expiring today, according to Bloomberg. That might cause a lot of volatility spikes. Nice, thanks, Hugo. So Hugo gave us a little update. He said there's 2.2 trillion options expiring today, according to Bloomberg. So if they're expiring today, you're going to see a lot of liquidity during those expiration times. So great work, guys. Jay over here as well. Jay locked in a total of 2,633. Nice work, Jay. I would send you guys my FTMO, but I don't have any trades today. I'll send you guys a blank screen. All right, so let's see if price pushes up or if it comes back below. One thing to look out for is if it pushes back below and hits this area, then you can probably expect it to dump pretty heavy from there. All right, let's see. Price is rejecting right off the New York low right there. And we'll see where it goes from here. Thanks, Peter. Peter sent me the link for that. So he said, yeah, 2.2 trillion crunch time looms for traders loaded with stock hedges. Yeah, I mean, you guys are probably going to see a lot of manipulation today towards the end. I think they're probably going to close by end of day today. So probably by market close, you're going to see a lot of volatility pick up. Like a lot of volatility. Let's check the Ukraine news. Anything new? Nothing new right now. Same old, same old. Looking at the stock index, everything is red. So the Dow is down 86 points, S&P is down 14 points, NASDAQ's down 114 points, Russell 2K is down, VIX is slightly up, that's relevant. Yeah, guys. So with that said, we could probably expect price to drop further. So what do we need here is we need a retracement signal, which is a buy signal basically in the opposite direction. And then hopefully we can maybe catch like one trade for some sort of variation, but honestly, it's not looking like it. Anton, I'll send you the link right now. There you go. Sent you the link in the chat. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, Jeff said it's OPEX. Yeah, OPEX is the long weekend. Market's gonna be wacky. Yeah, I agree. Matt said for 100K account risk management is 5 lots typically. So if you're going for a small stop loss, Matt, like see if you're going for like a 300 pip stop loss, then yes, 5 lots should be okay. If you're going for anything more than that, you should probably lower your lot size. Because if you're on a 100K count, so 100K count, your max daily loss is 5K, right? So if you're doing a 5 lot and your stop loss is 300 pips, your risk is gonna be 1,500. So if you're risking that much, your max daily loss is 5,000, right? So you divide that by 1,500, you can lose about 3.3 trades. So you want to have proper risk. Like you're basically risking about, 1 to 3% with a 5 lot with a 300 pip stop loss. Vice versa, if you're trading a 500 pip stop loss, you're risking 2,500. You're basically risking half of your daily loss, right? So you're going to be risking 2.5%. Huge risk right there. I'd probably just decrease your lot size slightly, depending on how far your stop loss is. It's a little scale, but I mean that's a good little groundwork for you there. Nice. Rick said I've been up $1,000, down $1,000. Now I'm back up 1,313. I'm done. Definitely nice work, Rick. Nice recovery on that. Yeah, no problem, Matt. Rick said I might bet the house on the next red momentum. Yeah, Rick, you gotta where's the let me see if I can find that. All right, so this is Rick right here, basically. Rick with his kid. It's like, "Are you winning, Dad?" He's like, "No, son, pack your suitcase. I lost the house." If you guys have seen that meme before. Yeah, I think it's funny. He's like flatline and then all gone. Yeah, when I saw that, I mean, that was funny. I was like, it's funny but messed up because it actually happens. You see that happen all the time. That's why you guys should never trade on margin. So if you guys know how margin works, it's basically like a loan to trade. Never trade on margin, guys. Never. This is why FTMO is like such a big help, because you can trade huge accounts with with little to no risk. Here we go at the retest right here, guys. If it retests this area, it's going to hit liquidity again and drop even further, I believe. All right, so let's see what happens here. There's no entry though, unfortunately. I was hoping we'd probably get like a V3 or something, or V2 or I don't know, something. But there is no entry here that's available. So unfortunately, we'll just have to watch the liquidity push. Jonathan said, "I have a friend who trades options, asking me $50 for margin." Yeah, no, that's crazy. Yeah, exactly. Charles said, "Whenever we look for sells, all the buys come up." I know, right? So here, let me go over here to the clean chart right now. As you guys can see, there's no clear direction today. So market open here at 630, price kind of pushed up a bit. It was kind of ranging for a long time, actually. And then price at the last minute just pushed up, and then it faked out and it came back down. And then what's price doing now? It's consolidating again. So these are the type of markets that you guys want to be very careful in, because there's no clear direction. There's no obvious direction of price for where it's going. And it's kind of best to just sit out the market sometimes. Like for myself here, I could have taken pretty much all the trades that I called off my analysis, and I could have made a lot of profit, but I don't want to risk it because the market is just not moving smoothly at all today, which is normal for a Friday. So it's not a big deal. I usually don't trade on Fridays anyways. Yeah, Peter said, I think the bigger move will happen within 2 hours before market close. Yeah, no, I agree too for the mid-market reversal because with those option contract expiring, um, it's going to cause a lot of manipulation in the market, like for sure. Because I'm sure you got whoever here who's traded options before, I'm sure you guys have traded options where like it's right next to your strike price, and then right at expiration, price just spikes the opposite way and you lose your contract. It's clear manipulation. So like the market's definitely going to be manipulated at the at time of expiration for the people who are holding on to it uh, until it ends. I never like before when I used to trade options, I would close early. I would never hold to expiration because you're basically risking the entire contract on like the last hour or so where your trade can go complete opposite. Yeah, definitely, Dejan. Dejan said all my options closed terribly, so I stopped. Yeah, I wouldn't mess with it. All right, Rick, we'll see you. Rick said I'll be back in 2 hours. Happy weekend, everybody. So yeah, Rick, we'll see you in the chat. You'll probably see Rick uh, waiting to take these sells over here. So as you can see, price is pushing through liquidity. If price breaks below this price point right here, I do expect it to drop to this next level or close to it. So it's doing exactly what we anticipated. Price came up for the retracement and it came back down for the retest. And then now that it's retesting the liquidity, you can see that it's now pushing below. So you can see right here. I would have taken the trade here if we had an actual entry, but we didn't. But we didn't anticipate this to happen. And my whole analysis here played out perfectly. So there we go. Came back to test the liquidity, retraced up, came back for another retest. And here he goes, it pushed it down to the next level. I wouldn't be surprised if Rick's in this trade right now. Or Rick left the room already. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Rick's in this right now. He loves taking these liquidity trades. All right, guys, so it's 8 o'clock. Unfortunately, today was not as exciting as we wanted it to be. We were expecting there to be a lot more volatility since it's Fed week, but you know what happens. Sometimes Fed week is kind of dead, especially with all of the war talk going on. I think this is the main focus right now with everything. I don't think people really care about the economy right now. People are worried about the war that's probably going to pop off over the weekend. So I think that's it for now. If you guys have any questions, you know, feel free to email me or message me on Telegram. It's got to wrap up some back office work before I log off for today. But yeah, no, definitely. Brock said, today was a good day, Sean. Took all trades with you and lost none. I'm glad. Yeah, definitely, Brock. I'm glad to see that you locked in some profits. And here we go. As price drops to this next liquidity area. So if you guys caught that liquidity push down, look at it. Perfect. Look at that go. Damn. Look at that. So analysis here played out perfectly. You see how it hit liquidity and it went straight down. This is exactly what we anticipated. So if you guys caught that, great. I didn't catch it. Like I said, if there was an entry there, I would have taken the sell, but it wasn't. So it's all good. But man, this would have been a nice profit, Maddie. Like if we had like a V3 right here, imagine this, a V3 right here, and I held this thing, bro, that'd been like 10K profit right there. But it's all good. You know, I'm not a woulda, coulda, shoulda person, so I don't care. I'm gonna make those profits on Tuesday. It's not a big deal. Market doesn't do anything. We know what's gonna happen next. So yeah, if you guys have profits to send in, go ahead and send them in, and then I will add them to the list today. So check this out. Yeah, David said, Sean, okay, this is today's. I'm done for my first day using V3 only. My FF account almost back in green. Nice, nice. Yes. So yeah, so David joined K2 as, you know, his last resort to bring back his MFF, and he's back in profit. So he has all wins today with us here on the live. Made 429 today. Great work, David. You know, let's get you back in the profit and get you funded ASAP. So great work, David. Killed it, bro. Yeah, so David's using the V3, straight wins. Kenny over here as well. Kenny's currently up 2,538 off this account. Great work, Kenny. Cameron over here too. Crazy. He caught those spikes. He locked in a total of 3,864 for the day overall. Great work, Cameron. Maddie over here too. Maddie said, hello, liquidity. Yeah, I know. There's going to be a lot of liquidity right there, Maddie. Rick over here as well. So let's see. Barack over here took all the trades with us here on the live, locked in well over 1,000 for the day. Great work, Barack. This is all just from the live. Nick over here as well. Nice, Nick. I didn't realize you took the trades here. So Nick took the trades here as well, locked in a total of 1,197. So great work, Nick. John sent the little meme thing there. Kenny over here up 2,500. Rick over here currently up 1,309. So he came back from his break-even price back into profit. So great work right there, Rick. Patrick over here currently up 1,739. Great work, Patrick. And yeah, again, Kenny over here 2,500. So if you guys have more profit to send in, go ahead and send them in. I'll add them to the list to be posted later today. Charles currently up 46. Great work, Charles. Again, right here, locked in 113 off his other account. So nice work right there too, Charles. Great work amongst everyone here. You guys killed it. But yeah, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Yeah, I know exactly, right, Maddie? So yeah, if you guys have questions, feel free to email me or message me on Telegram. I'll be on for a while. I just have to do some back office work to wrap up the results for this week. But no trades for today officially. A lot of unofficial trades that you guys have taken. They're not going to count towards the results, but I'm happy to see a lot of you guys here profiting with us, even though I haven't taken any myself. So, you know, we're all a team here, guys. Even if I'm not profiting, I want to see all you guys here profit here with us. So other than that, have a great weekend, guys. And I will see you guys back here on Tuesday for market open. So see you guys. Have a great weekend and be safe. So